Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today I am taking you listeners on a very special, spooky adventure. It's spooky season, right? So today on Expand Your Reality, we are going to clear your money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt. Today is going to be a deep dive, you guys, okay? So if you've never taken a course from me, if you've just been an avid listener of the show, here's what you should know before we move forward, okay? This show is going to bring up all of those wonky, yucky feelings you have stuffed down inside of you, okay? Might trigger you. It might make you feel all gross, and that is by design. Because you see, the system has created all of those yucky feelings, those blame, shame, regret, and guilt. So when you feel them, you shut down and stop moving forward. That's what they do. Blame, shame, regret, guilt, they shut you down so you stop moving forward. So you'll keep all of those yucky feelings that will keep you in resistance of money, keep you cycling in lack, keep you scared and feeling bad about yourself and about the crap pile of money crap that you have. And it will keep you in those energies of blame, shame, regret, and guilt. Those are distractor implants that are designed to keep you perpetrating them. And as long as you stop when it feels gross and uncomfortable, will be as long as you get to keep them. Okay, so every time you feel a gross, yucky feeling when you're clearing energies, or you feel triggered when you're clearing energies, and you stop it and get mad, or you stop it because you feel sad, or you stop it because you feel guilty, or whatever it is, you're literally falling right back into the trap of the distractor implant. Today's show is going to be an invitation to go beyond those emotions and those feelings about money. Okay, so the show might be intense. It may actually knock you out cold. So you probably shouldn't be listening to this show while you're driving or doing anything that really needs your focus. Okay, listen to this show when you have space to clear, shift, transform, and change these energies for good. Okay? Are you ready? Say it. I'm ready. Let's deep dive into clearing the paradigms of money shame, blame, regret, and guilt. So first off, let's talk about shame, blame, regret, and guilt. Okay, these are all distractor implants. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of what a distractor implant is, okay? So a distractor implant is an implanted construct that gets implanted into your energy, space, and consciousness. Okay, so meaning it's not actually yours. It's a projection of energy that at some point you felt, probably perceived, right? Because we don't understand the difference between perceiving emotion and actually feeling emotion in our bodies, right? Because many of us have perceived emotion our whole life. Like we've perceived, hey, this person is sad, and we perceive sadness, right? And so we perceive sadness, and we can because we perceive it, we can feel it in our bodies. And as soon as we feel it in our bodies, we assume the feeling is ours instead of realizing that, hey, I can perceive sadness from somebody, without bringing it into my body and assimilating it. Okay. But once you bring somebody else's emotion into your body and you claim it and own it and say, okay, so you see a woman and she's sad and you perceive sadness and you feel sadness in your own body and you go, I feel sad. As soon as you say that, you actually invoke the sadness in your energy field. And then you start functioning, you start internalizing that emotion and start functioning in it. Okay, so a distractor implant is an implanted construct that isn't actually yours. That's a projection of energy that at some point you perceived and assumed it was yours, so you integrated it into your system as your own. Okay. The thing about assimilating emotion is that it isn't yours. And once you start identifying within the construct of it, it becomes part of your energy field. Okay. But your energy system is intelligent. It really is. And it says, hey, this isn't yours. And it tells you that this isn't yours by giving you a body heaviness. Okay. And we have learned to identify with this body heaviness as a completely different thing than my body's just giving me information, right? When we feel a body heaviness, we go, oh, I must be depressed, right? Because that's what this reality tells us. When you feel heavy or when you feel, sad or you feel contracted, you are depressed. No, you're not. You're just assimilating emotion that isn't yours. So this is kind of how this works. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown here of how a distractor implant of guilt can get projected into your system and you can assimilate it and what it does. So I went shopping and I spent all kinds of money, right? Maybe I went to Target. I love to go to Target. I don't know if anybody else here likes Target, right? Right? So I went to Target and I spent all kinds of money on all kinds of different things, right? Which made me feel guilty, which isn't actually my guilt. And now I feel sad. No, wrong. Okay. I went shopping and I spent money. This reality has a distractor implant energy around guilt that infers guilt into your being for spending money. You perceive that feeling and you think it's yours. Now, most of us have been perpetrating this cycle for it probably started when we were kids, right? Like potentially our parents even and our grandparents even started this cycle, right? And so you've actually been in that cycle. You spend money, you feel guilty, you spend money, you feel guilty, you spend money, you feel guilty, right? Probably your whole life, maybe even started as a kid. And often this will start because looking at like wonky money points of views, right? When we're little, you're 10 years old and you get $15 for your birthday, right? And everybody says, "Oh my gosh, you're rich. What are you going to buy with all of that money?" And your little 10-year-old self is going, "Oh, I'm rich." Right? I have all of this money, and we have this warped sense of how much money that really truly is, right? Because people project that that's a lot of money. And then you go to the store and you realize, huh, $15 can't really buy me a whole lot, right? And I'm talking about back in the day, right? Even then, $15 couldn't really buy you a whole lot, right? Maybe a Barbie and a candy or something, right? And then we're sad because we think, well, gosh, everybody projected at me that I had all this money and I was, really going to be able to, I was rich and I was going to be able to buy all this stuff, and that makes us feel weird and wonky and yucky about money, right? And then we spend it and then we don't have anything left. And then we get a lot of judgment from people of, oh, you spent your whole big wad, huh? Which again then, wonks us up in a whole nother space, right? And then even our parents might even feel guilty if they can't contribute more money to us because maybe they don't have a lot of money. Maybe your parents were struggling when you were growing up, right? And there was a lot of, you can't have that, you can't choose that, you can't, and they actually felt guilty about not being able to give you things. And I mean, there's so many different lines where we will assimilate this energy of blame, shame, regret, and guilt around money. Okay. And this is just a small smidgen of an example, right? So what happens is again, you go shopping and you're already functioning in guilt around money. You shouldn't spend money, right? You don't really have the money to spend. And, we all know we go somewhere like Target or somewhere like a big superstore and, we see all the things we need, right? Because we need a lot of things to exist here in this reality, right? From toilet paper to laundry soap to, you can go in there and drop a good $500 on just everyday basics that you just need to live your life. And the reality is most of us don't just have an extra $500 to just spend on essentials, right? Because what we're dealing with right now is the system, the matrix system has developed a whole system of distractor implants that keep you cycling in the energies of blame, shame, regret, and guilt, and so many other things around money that make us feel bad. So the thing is if you're in the distractor implant of, and today we're just talking about blame, shame, regret, and guilt, but if you're in those, every time you feel guilty about money, you're actually inferring more energy to feel guilty about money. So if you feel shameful about the money you spend, you feel guilty about the money you spend, you feel bad about the money you spend, you're actually contributing to that distractor implant system, and you're actually further locking yourself within the system. You start internalizing it, and your body knows this is actually not mine. And you feel heavy, right? You perceive this heaviness, right? Because heaviness is always telling you that the feeling that you're feeling is not yours. Now, I know that many of us have been functioning within the heaviness for so long that we don't even really realize what lightness even is. I remember when I first started doing consciousness work and I first started to really perceive a lightness in my being. And I couldn't even believe how different it felt to function in lightness versus to function in that place of heavy and hard where it felt like I was dragging my body around with me all the time. And I was always, running. Like one of my favorite examples is that example of like, it feels like you're running, but you're like running on a treadmill. You're like getting nowhere fast, right? And like you're just dragging this like, 50-pound suitcase behind you and you can't get ahead. You can't get ahead. You can't get ahead. That is key indicator that you're functioning in not truth. You're functioning within paradigms that do not belong to you. Everything, all of that is. Yeah, and all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of your universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. So what happens is you start feeling heavy, perceive that heaviness as your own, right? You go, oh, I'm depressed because I just spent all my money at Target on things that I needed for my house, but now I have no money to pay my bills, or maybe now I have no money to, help my kids this week, or maybe now I have no money to do something else that I wanted to do, or maybe I'm just sad because now I just don't have no more money, right? Which puts you in that lie contraction. Now, it might be true that you don't have no more money, right? That might definitely be true, but the heaviness that you're identifying in is not true, right? Because the reality is there's literally money everywhere. And see, this is the trap, right? Because this reality has convinced us that money is, you can only trickle money to you in these little tiny flows, and you can only receive money in this way, and you can only receive money in this way, and you can only receive money in this way, right? And we've bought that hook, line, and sinker, right? You can only get money from your 9 to 5. You can only get money from your job. You can only get money from here, right? Or whatever, disability or social security or whatever you're on, right? You're locked into this idea that that's the only way that you can create and generate money. That's a lie. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? Vaporize, 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 vaporize. This reality has trillions of dollars that are unaccounted for. Okay? The system has convinced you to live within the lack and limitation that it wants you to believe as real and true. And as long as it can keep you believing that that lack and limitation is real and true, is as long as you're going to be upholding that system. And as long as you're upholding that system, you're upholding it for other people as well. It's time for all of us to understand that there is literally abundance available all over this reality. We have to stop buying into this lie that there's only one way that we can make money. There's only one way that we can have wealth. There's only one way that we can create our life from. Bullshit. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize. Okay, so I keep going on a little tangent here, but so you feel heavy, right? You perceive this heaviness as yours, which puts you into a lie contraction, right? And as soon as you go into a lie contraction, which again, most of us are living in a lie contraction because we have locked up and limited ourselves in so many different distractor implant energies that the system has designed. It's not you didn't do this. The system has done this to you, okay? Which puts you in this energetic resistance, okay? Then your mind starts ping-ponging and trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And most of the time when we're looking at money, like we just go into like, I shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, right? You're going to ping pong and all that guilt and that shame. Oh gosh, this is so terrible. I spent all my money, right? And you decide that you're depressed because you just spent all your money, and that puts you in more energetic resistance. And now all of a sudden your body is exhausted, right? Because you're playing this energetic ping pong with all this crazy emotional upset. Right? And you get home and you pass out for 3 hours because you feel guilty because you spent all your money. That's how the system controls you. That's how the system keeps you perpetrating the cycle. That is how you keep perpetrating the cycle. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of your universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize. Yeah, let's just let all that go. So if you're new to the show here, when I say everything, all of that is, can you just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? All you have to say is, yes, I choose that now. And we just vaporize it out of there, okay? Because what we're doing is we're shifting and changing your energetic constructs. We are really, can I just stop for a second here for a moment and just say, I'm so grateful right now. Expand Your Reality is literally like tripling weekly with listens, you guys, which is so exciting to me. I have been doing Expand Your Reality now for, gosh, like 3.5 years, almost 4 years. Okay. And the show is really, really gaining traction. And I just want to take a moment and just really send so much of my gratitude out for every single one of you for listening, for the amazing emails I get, for the nice messages I get on Facebook, for the you guys are commenting on posts and saying, I just started listening to your show and I just love it. And thank you. I am so grateful. If you love the show, please keep sharing it with your friends. One of my dreams really truly is to, I can't wait till the day I open up the app and find out that, I was getting 10,000 listens a week. It's like, oh, so exciting for me. So if this show is helping you in any way, shape, or form, please, whatever social media you're on, just share a show, and whoever it calls out to will see it. Or maybe you have a friend that you think that might be interested. Share, please. Share. Help me spread the love. Help me spread the consciousness and awareness to others, because it's time, you guys. We have to stop upholding the system. Okay, and this is what Expand Your Reality is really, truly all about. I'm going to say my first sentence here because I always feel like it's such a powerful sentence, and I think it gets missed in the beginning of the show. But my mission with my radio show is to create a greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. My whole vision for Expand Your Reality is for people to understand as they listen to the show that what you perceive as what's quote unquote wrong with you is not wrong with you, okay? The system has implanted you with form and structure that keeps you looping in wrongness. And the more of us that get this, and the more of us that stop assimilating it, and the more of us that stop buying it as real and true, and the more of us that stop identifying within it, the faster we're all going to be able to get out from underneath this. And that is truly where my heart is. That's my mission. I want people to understand that there is truly nothing wrong with you. So thank you so much for helping me spread my mission. So back to money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt. Taking a little breather there so we can kind of, wake back up, because I could feel it was getting a little intense there for a second. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the system, the form and structure around money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt. Okay, so where is everywhere that you are aligning or agreeing with using blame, shame, regret, or guilt? Everything, all of that is. Yeah, and all of that, resisting or reacting with using money, shame, blame, regret, or guilt. Yeah, and all of that, everything, everywhere you are defending for using money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt. Yeah, and all of that, everywhere you are defending against money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt. Yeah, and all of that, righteous for using money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt. Yeah, and righteous against using money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt. And everything, all of that is. Ooh, and all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize. Yeah, take a nice deep breath, and let's just let this vortex all the way through and all the way out, and all the way through and all the way out, and all the way through and all the way out, and all the way through and all the way out. And what is all the shikyu, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog in and around money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt? Yeah, everything, all of that is, and all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize. So we're gonna look at all of your money, blame, shame, and regret, and guilt. So who did all of that money, shame, blame, regret, and guilt belong to? Was it yours? Was it someone else's? Or was it something else's? Yeah, everything, all of that is. And all of that, everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize. Just let all that go. Imagine with me, if you will, for a moment, a system so powerful and strong that it has convinced all of the people on the planet. I want to say all. I want to say 95% of the people on the planet that there is not enough abundance and wealth for you. Imagine, if you will, a system who has put energetic form and structure in place, who has used advertising and manipulation and energy such as guilt and shame and blame and regret to trap you in a cycle where you are continuously upholding that system, creating you having no money, money shame, money guilt, money regret, money blame, creating so many problems for this world. Imagine a system so powerful that less than 3% of the world holds 95% of our wealth. You don't think that they know what they're doing? Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 and everywhere you're trapped within that system, everything, all of that is, and everywhere you're looping within the system, everywhere you can't get out of the system, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. And what is all the yucky, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog in and around all of this? Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Just let all that go. Just let it all go. Just form and structure. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to know what it is. You don't have to even listen to it. Just let it go. Where's all the structures, constructs, adaptations, and mutations that have supported all of your points of views on money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt? Everything, all of that is. All of that, 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 all of that. Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. All of the yucky, stupidity, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, and energy fog in and around money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of your universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. And all the technologies, black meta technologies, and magics, keeping you looping in money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt across all time, no time, timelines, realities, realms, fractures, alters, parallels, dimensions, and all universes, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Ooh. Yeah, that's something, isn't it? And all the reciprocal agreements, responsibilities, obligations, and commitments with all beings that you have in and around upholding money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt. Everything, all of that is with all beings across all time, no time, timelines, realities, realms, structures, alters, parallels, dimensions, in all universes. Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? Can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Just let this vortex out here for a moment. Who are you being with money, regret, shame, blame, and guilt? What are you being with money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt? Where are you being with money, regret, shame, blame, and guilt? When are you being with money, blame, shame, regret, and guilt? Why are you being with money, regret, blame, shame, and guilt? Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Just let that go. Just let it go. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to code it. You don't have to anything with it. You just have to let it go. Yeah, just let it move through. Take a nice deep breath and just let it go. No more looping. No more looping. No more looping. It's time to stop. Aren't you done upholding that bull crap? That's not real and true. It's not yours. It's just the system. There you go. All the Mobius strips, quantum particulates, shaku implants, trifold sequencing systems around, underneath, intertangled, and interlocking in all of this. Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now? And vaporize, 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 vaporize. Nice deep breath. just let this vortex here for a moment. Let's just chat. Let's talk about the money system. Okay, this reality has created a money system that keeps you looping in lack. It's designed that way. It's meant to keep you looping in not having enough. It's meant to give you just enough to survive, but not enough to actually live. The system has tied our matrix system into a series of commitments, constructs, limitations that keep you in a space where you are literally recycling the bits and pieces this reality will give you. 3% of our population is in control of over 95% of our wealth. There are 7.9 billion people on this planet, and there are 788 billionaires. That's less than 1% of our population are billionaires. Billionaires. You could never spend $1 billion in your lifetime. And you know who those billionaires are? Those billionaires are the people who are in control of everything. They do our marketing. They do our ads. They know how to manipulate your system. There are 788 people who are making money off you right now. These are the people who've created the system. These are the people who are making money off you right this very moment. Every time you swipe your card, every time you deposit money, continuously, we are giving the system parts and pieces of us, and we're allowing them to loop us back into limitation based off the form and structure they have intended on us assimilating as our own problem. You can regain your sovereignty over the money system this reality has instilled and give you your power and control back. Breathe that through for a moment. We are moving into a very powerful time in humanity right now. We're all waking up. Everybody's waking up, right? We're waking up to the realization of what's going on. The veil is thinning. Now is the time, okay? Now is the time to clear out your form and structure. Are you ready? Are you ready to have a different money story? Are you ready to have a different life story? I have a masterclass I've been working on this whole week. Okay, right now it has 3 recorded calls. I'm actually working on a bonus call. The 3 recorded calls I just did was number 1, revoking the banking system. Okay, here's where we're going to take back control of our money. We are going to revoke the places we gave the banking system control over our money, giving us control over our life. Between mortgages and car payments and loan payments, do you own anything in your life? Right? The mortgage system. Oh my gosh, you pay $200,000 for a house that you borrow at 6% interest. You're literally paying 2 times the original loan amount at the end of that. Over $431,000. You're paying double for your house just for the bank to give you that money. And what's even crazier is when the bank loans you $200,000, they don't even have that $200,000 to give you. It's all a computer game. How about a car? Have you ever financed one of those? It's the same, right? And the thing is like when we're financing, we have to sign a, like you buy a house, right? You got to sign 700 pieces of paper, and don't worry about what it says. Just sign it. Do you have any idea what you're signing your name to? Do you have any idea what you're giving the banking system control over you? 700 pages of just sign here. Don't worry about what it says. Credit card statements, credit card terms and conditions. What exactly are you agreeing to with those terms and conditions? Have you ever read the fine print on a credit card terms and conditions? Nobody does, right? 25 pages of fine print. And then every, 3 months or so, they send you a new terms and conditions, right? Just updating you, letting you know that if you continue to use your card, you're now agreeing to these new terms and conditions. How many commitments are you tied into within the banking system? Same with a debit card. Even though you're accessing your own money between fees and interest rates, the banking system has invoked all kinds of things within your universe. So call number one in this call series I'm doing, just brand new. You guys, I love to create. I'm a creator, right? And this banking system call has been calling to me again. I've been having a lot of people who took my program. I did a magic money boot camp back in like 2000. I don't know. I think it was 15 or 16-ish. And still to this day, I have people who still message me all of the wonderful surprises they have made money-wise. Because the thing is once you revoke your access to the banking system and you start telling the banks what to do instead of you being the effect of the banks, everything changes. Okay. So in that first call, we're going to deep dive into revoking the banking system's access to you. We're going to clear all the commitments, the oaths, the agreements, the signatories, all of the binds, everywhere you allowed and agreed the banking system access to you, and everywhere the banking system has power or control over you. Just the other day, I got a message from a client who did my old money clearing program, who is literally always getting bill discounts, which is one of those things that starts to happen when you start revoking the system. Okay, basically, she gets bill discounts from basically all of the utility companies that she uses, and she sent me a screenshot the other day of her water bill that she hadn't paid in 2 months. And the bill was like for $30, and there was a mysterious credit. And she said, I get one of these mysterious credits like once every 3 months. She's lived at the residence that she's been at for 3 years and has not one time paid for 12 months of water. And she did my money magic boot camp back when I created it. And ever since, she's been creating a ton of magic, because when you revoke the system and when you allow yourself to really understand how the system has power and control over you, which is when you clear out all those commitments, you can actually see it. Okay, and that's the key. That's the key to clearing. Clearing is my 100% favorite thing to do in consciousness work, because the clearing gives you the space to be able to see it, so you're no longer functioning within it. So the call number 2 that's available now is clearing the constructs of poverty consciousness. Okay, and this is where we are like recycling in the old energies of lack and all these places where we have agreed to living in lack. And I know that you might be thinking, like, I never really agreed to live in lack, right? But it's, again, that assimilation of the form and structure, just like I was talking about at the beginning of this call, right? Like, you didn't agree. You didn't come here and think, oh gosh, I want to feel shameful and guilty, and I want to always blame everybody for my money problems. No, it's a system that you're operating within. Okay. And the constructs of poverty consciousness is just a system. And again, the system has convinced us to live in poverty. It has convinced us that there's not enough. It's convinced us with viewpoints like money doesn't grow on trees. Trillions of dollars, you guys. There are trillions of dollars in this reality that are unaccounted for. Trillions. The government spends trillions of dollars on things all the time, and that money never gets dispersed. Just saying. Call number 3 is clearing the polarity system around money. Now, this is the call I just finished last night, and I made a really super duper cool workbook with it. Okay. And when we're looking at the polarity system around money, we're looking at everything that you have decided about money, everywhere you've decided money is good or bad or right or wrong, right? Everything money means to you. We have a lot of points of views about money, right? We think that, well, number one, a lot of us think that money's going to save us, right? But we never have money, and so we feel mad at money and the energy you feel around money. So if you think about money and you think that you're mad at money or feel guilty about money or feel shameful about money, you're actually implanting that energy. Now, if money was your best friend, right? Let's just say, for instance, and you invited money over to your house and you said, hey, money, I want you to come over and I'm going to tell you everything I feel about you, right? I feel bad about you all the time. I feel shameful that I spend you. I blame you for all my problems, right? I'm mad at you 99% of the time, right? I'm angry that you never come and visit me. I'm angry that I never have enough of you, right? What kind of message are you sending to money? Are you inviting money over to play? Money wants to come to your energy party and play. You have to change your point of view about money. So in the clearing the polarity around money, I go through all of the everything money means to you and all of those weird and wonky viewpoints that we have stored around money. And we clear all those out, and I give you a really cool workbook that I made. And today, actually probably tomorrow, I'm going to record a bonus call where we're going to be doing revoking the systems of debt. This is going to be a bonus, okay? Revoking the systems of debt. We're going to revoke and recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce all of our debts, okay? And we're going to tell the system, we're done with our debts. Our debts are free and clear. We are no longer indebted to the system. Now, we'll see what it creates for each one of us, right? But so the revoking of the debts is going to be a bonus call, and then I'm going to do now. This is going to be a money masterclass I'm going to have in the portal. The portal is at www.consciousempathprograms.com. You can also go to consciousempath.com and you can click the courses button up at the top, or you can go to my jamie-bates.com and you can click the courses there too. And this program in particular is called Clearing the Crap Around Money. Okay, so it's going to have those 3 calls plus that bonus call, plus this week. So this is what I'm doing right now is I'm building up some master classes. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some master classes weekly for a little while here. I'm going to be kind of putting a lot of information together, but you can go through the course as you wish. But so this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which you still have time. Today is October 20th. So if you're listening to this call at live or within the next day or two, the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th, I'm doing 3 live calls. And on these 3 live calls, I'm going to be picking somebody who's on the call or potentially several people who are on the call, and we're going to be diving into their money problems. Now, what this does is it really helps, because most of us, we all have a lot of the same form and structure. Okay, so we're functioning in a lot of the same energies. So when I pick someone and I do energy facilitation with them, it's going to help you as well. So you're going to get just as much out of that energy facilitation as they're going to get out of it. And it's really going to be able to invite your body into a new space, because one of the things I find when we do group calls and we do group facilitation is when you realize how very connected you are to those around you and how you are really functioning in kind of a very similar energy, it just opens you up to a brand new space. So those live calls are this weekend. So if you're ready to clear your money crap already, let's go. Let's do it now. And I have that class for a very, very, very intro price, you guys. Okay, this class probably really should be upwards in the $1,000 price range. And it's not even close, FYI. Right now, it's less than $100. Okay, I can't guarantee it's going to stay that price, but right now I think the cost of the course is $77. What? And so far, I have already received 3 different emails from people who have literally, I just started creating this class. What's today, Wednesday? I think I started it Sunday. So I just started it on Sunday, and I had a whole bunch of people buy into it on Sunday. I had people buy it Monday, Tuesday, and I've already had people who have messaged me and said, I had one lady, she emailed me and said that she did the second call, which was the clearing the constructs of poverty consciousness. And she said while she was listening to it, she was getting all these vivid images of like childhood stuff and like wonky points of views that she had. And she said the whole night was kind of weird. She said she could feel things shifting, because that's what happens when you do a lot of deep clearing. Okay. You just feel like out of sorts a little bit, because what it's doing is it's changing the connection points to where you are living currently. Okay. So it feels different, right? Which is completely normal. That's what you want. You want it to feel different because you want it to be changing your energy space and consciousness. So she said, I felt weird kind of the whole night. She said, I had these weird, vivid dreams all night. And the next morning I got I got a message from my mom, my parents, and they randomly were sending her like thousands of dollars, literally. And she said, my parents have never done that. She said, I'm in a weird space right now, transitioning with COVID and everything. And she said, this money is like so welcomed into my life. Just like that. What if there is money waiting to be contributed to you right now? That's the thing, you guys. When you start clearing out these constructs, money starts showing up. Random bill credits start showing up. Money starts flowing into you from other spaces. We have to get out of the polarity of where we think money can come from and understand that this is an abundant universe, a universe that is waiting to gift you. Aren't you ready to receive? Yeah. So again, you can go to consciousempathprograms.com. and you can find the Clear the Money Crap, or you can go to consciousempath.com and you can click on the courses, or you can go to jamie-bates.com and click on the courses. And you can find that Clearing the Money Crap. Again, right this very moment, today, October 20th, 2021. The course is only $77. As I'm just going to keep kind of building up my master classes, I'm very aware that we really, now it's amp up time, you guys. It's time to get out of these form and structures. It's time to stop functioning within the system. The system is falling. Your body is feeling heavy because you're stuck within it. It's time to let it go. Okay. It's time to move forward. It's time to move on. It's time to start really getting into the creation of the new earth. So I am so grateful that you're joining me today, and I've been babbling for quite a long time today. So I'm going to close today's show. Let's kind of close the energy here. I hope your body is already feeling lighter and freer, and I hope you're feeling that inspired sense of newness and new energy moving through. So go to the platform, buy the money course. Let's have some money already. Aren't you ready to have some money already? I'm ready to truly take you on an adventure to clearing your space to the wealth and the abundance that it's your birthright, you guys. This is your birthright to be abundant. Let's claim it already. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I am seriously so grateful for you and all of your feedback and all of the wonderful things that you share. And please, if you're inspired by this show today, share it with a friend, share it on Facebook, share it somewhere, share it on Twitter, share it wherever. Let people know that you love Expand Your Reality. It would mean so much to me. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.